a strong message can benefit from an expression of passion. In the last video, I talked about how we should try to remove negativity from arguments to make a message more generally acceptable to the public. The problem is, if we go too far in that direction of editing, let's say, and we remove what we actually think and feel, it could be that boundaries are severely being crossed, and then if we're not expressing a stronger message, then we're doing injustice toward, let's say, the victims. So we need to continue expressing, actually, these deeper sentiments, only doing it responsibly. That being said, passion does not allow for insults. Insults are still hate speech. Someone has hurt you, now you want to get back at them quickly, right in the moment, so you hurl out an insult. And then you become just like them. You lose the sympathy of the crowd. At that moment, you want to stop yourself and ask yourself, what do I really want to say? What is my point here? Lay out that argument, and that's the way to win the debate. A good speech does allow for heavy arguments and volume. The best example would be Al Pacino. We see him absolutely belting out his lines, and we respect him the most for it. Actually, the deeper trap to avoid would be going too far and becoming overly dramatic, and I think that can happen to some people when they've repeated the same spiel over and over again. Now they've lost touch with that deeper driving cause. That's where a person has to start. Where they find themselves shaking with emotion, that's not the place to stop, edit, and censor. That's the place to let the words fly, and people will feel the difference. What are we doing when we are talking? We are looking for the truth. And what is the truth? They are ideas that would be most acceptable to more or less everyone. The problem is, sometimes there are people who want what they want to come about, and they don't want to make too much compromises with others. Well, I would say, it's been said that one side is happy as long as the other is quiet. But how would you feel knowing that people don't actually like you, they're just putting up with you? I don't think that's the condition for happiness. So, my recommendation would be that we all keep an open mind and ear for each other, let everybody talk, and really listen to figure out their position, to imagine it. Not what you think they're trying to say, but imagine what they're trying to say, and see if it makes sense, because parts of it will. And then to come to a broader compromise. Regarding art and writing, there needs to be freedom for exploration. As a storyteller, I want to be able to follow different characters and lines of thoughts in various directions, even quite far sometimes, to see where they lead. It doesn't necessarily mean I agree with them. Once the artwork has been released into the public, then the discussion begins to see what we can collectively make of it. We want to consider it from various perspectives to draw the more narrow conclusion, and from that we can then start the next time around to go further. The thing about art is you have to release it before you know how the audience will take it. And artists are usually scared to share a certain expression in case the public hates it and denounces them. Well, the recommendation is to leave those parts in place usually, because that's probably what is missing from the general discussion in public and what everyone feels needs to be said. And if you can get that right, then you've succeeded as an artist. So it's not a completely haphazard process. An artist will go over their work multiple times and test different versions. Maybe once with the questionable information. Okay, you're not sure. Remove it. Try again. But now it feels like there's something lacking, so maybe bring it back and tweak it slightly. And this happens with multiple ideas in one artwork. So it's a question of finding that perfect harmony. But when you know this is really the best you can do at this point in time as an artist, and you think it's good, go ahead and release it and see how the audience will take it. Sometimes, even if something is a little bit questionable, we can also take it as an example of what to avoid. Like, that serves as a bad example that I don't want to be that way. And it's not even the artist, it's now the artwork that's separate from him or her. So go ahead, follow your artistic intuition, and bet to see if it is right.